welcome back. Today, as you can see, I've got Grandma Jean's recipe box out, and I've got one of her recipes. It's for her oatmeal spice cookies that I'm going to be doing today. Let me set this aside. Don't want to get anything on it, and I'll put the recipe over here so I have it in case I need it. So first, I am going to pull out the KitchenAid because this is a thick batter, and it's kind of hard to do by hand. Trying to set this on here, make sure it's sturdy there. And I don't want to reach the plug across there, so I've strung me a nice little extension cord over here in the corner. Get everything back out of the way. So cookies are one of the things. The other is her apple crisp and apple cobblers Grandma Jean always made. She always had some kind of cookies. My favorite cookie was the chocolate chip cookie, and I haven't shared that one yet. I'm still holding that back. But I used to go out there, and every weekend she'd have chocolate chip cookies, at least 3 times a month on weekends. Then she'd throw some other cookies in, but she was the type, she always had something sweet on the counter for. I mean, she had 6 kids, 6 boys. She had grandpa. They all wanted it. Everybody was bringing their families there, so she always had goodies out on the counter. This is one she made, not a lot, but it was one of them I really liked, and it's real easy to put together. First, you're just going to put a half a cup of sugar and 1 egg. You're going to mix these wet ingredients together, and there's 2 tablespoons of regular milk, sweet milk in here. We're just going to bring that together. And while that's coming together, I've got my flour in here, along with allspice, cinnamon, baking soda, and baking powder. I'll put all the exact ingredients down below, so you'll have the right amounts. And then I've also got nutmeg, and as you guys know, I don't buy nutmeg. I buy a whole nutmeg nut and do my own. Try to do this without dropping it in like I usually do. And we're going to use about a half a teaspoon. Whoop, there it goes. Told you I would. Every single time. About a half a teaspoon. And it's just better this way because I've found, and I've seen it a lot, people reporting that the nutmeg has a lot of sawdust in it. I'm not sure why they would do that. It'd be easy to grind up this little nutmeg. So I just buy fresh, and it tastes a lot fresher. There we go. So I've got that in there. My sugar and egg mixture is all mixed together. Now, while I'm finished bringing this together, Grandma always put the oatmeal in with the wet mixture and just let it sit while she was bringing together the dry mixture. And we're going to use 1 cup of rolled oats, not the instant oats, not the 5-minute oats. And this is a half a cup, so I'm going to use 2 of these. Little scoop there, but a little high, but it's okay. And I've got all the spices in here with the flour. I'm just going to put a pinch of sugar. Mix that in too. Like I said, I went out to, we always just called it the farm. I was out there every weekend, and in the summer I was out there a couple times a week during the week and on the weekend. This is a picture. I keep talking about the farm, so this is a picture of the farm where I used to go and spend all my time in the summer. And then that's the farmhouse there on the left that I spent many days helping Grandma cook, and mainly just eating her food. She was the sweetest thing. She was sweet, but she could be ornery. Actually, she wasn't ornery. I was the one who was ornery, I guess. She picked me up at school one day, me and my sister, and was driving us home out to the farm. And I don't know what I said or what I did, but she kept telling me to watch myself, little boy. She always called me little boy when I was in trouble. And finally I said, I'll just get out and walk. Well, Grandma took my word. She pulled over on Long Country Road and put my little butt out. I thought it was like miles and miles I had to walk. It was just from the woods down to their house, which is less than a quarter of a mile. But she put me out and she said, you want to walk? You walk. And I probably was crying part of the way because I was probably only about 6 or 7 or 8 maybe. And I do remember though, when I got close to the farm, Cindy was there, their St. Bernard, and she was just waiting for me. She always was out there playing with us and always looking for us to come and play. So Grandma must have said, Cindy, here comes Greg down the road, because Cindy was waiting for me. But you didn't tell Grandma you were going to do something and try to con her, because she made you do it. Okay, let's put the dry ingredients in. And we're not going to do them a whole bunch at a time. Just a little bit at a time, get it incorporated. Just to bring together. While that's doing, let me clean up the mess I made here. There we go. Okay, that's come together. I'm going to put in a little more. I already smell all those cinnamon, nutmeg, the allspice. It smells delicious. Okay, I think we can do the rest real quick now. Got all over my mixer here. Okay, so that's pretty well brought together. Now we have a half a cup of walnuts. And I always laugh because when I'm making recipes on Grandma Jean's side, my dad's side of the family, it's walnuts. When I'm making recipes on my mom's side of the family, which is all from the South, it's pecans. So you can tell this is a northern family recipe of mine. So I got half a cup of pecans. I got a half a cup of raisins, and I'm using golden raisins. And I've got a stick of butter melted. I'm going to put that in. Okay. Now I just finished bringing that all together. I want to wipe down the sides with a spatula. Here's one. Okay. I think that's pretty well brought together. Get all this wiped off. Don't want to waste any of this goodness. All right, now I'm going to use my baking sheets with the silpats on them. If you don't have baking mats, just spray with some cooking spray. And I'm just using my small cookie scoop. Now these are going to cook at 375. I've already got the oven preheated. It just went off just before I started when I was getting everything prepared. And they're going to cook for about 12 to 15 minutes. Check them starting around 10 minutes, since everyone's oven's different, and just see where they're at. And I like using a cookie scoop. That one I didn't do right, because all of them are the same size. So you're not going to have some that's half done and some that are overdone. They're all going to cook at the same rate. So you can get about a dozen on these sheets when you do it this way. So I'm going to finish scooping these up. I'm going to put them in the oven, and I'll be back when I got them all out. Everybody, we are back, and we are finished with my Grandma Jean's apple spice cookies. These look and smell delicious. I'm not gonna lie, they are delicious. I already had one. So you want to give these a try. You can change up the walnuts for pecans if you'd like. Actually, I was thinking a few minutes ago maybe I should have put some coconut in there, change it up a little bit. I think the coconut would have went really well in here. So let me get another bite. You can see the walnuts in there. These are really nice and moist. And if you want to keep them moist, put them in. Let me finish chewing. Sorry about that. These are good. Put them in a Tupperware container for 2 to 3 days. At the second or third day, if they start to get a little bit too hard for you, throw in a piece of white bread. My grandma always taught me that. Piece of white bread in there. It'll moisten them right up. The bread will draw. I always said draw out the moisture, but I think the cookies draw the moisture out of the bread, and it'll just soften them up a bit. So give these a try. Grandma Jean would, I think, be very proud of these, me making them, and I'll talk to you again soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.